A good win for us today rather. I thought we played a little bit more of a mature basketball game today. We were focused for a longer period of time instead of playing about 18 minutes of focused, tough-minded basketball with a lot of togetherness and tenacity and all of those words that you can use, focus, concentration, competitive spirit. We probably played about 32 minutes today. So that swing of 14 minutes in the game makes a huge difference. I thought our guys accepted the challenge of one of the arguably, one of the top players that's played college basketball in the last several years. There's no magic formula in what we did. Normally during the course of a game, we probably mix up our defenses 3 or 4 times. We gave him about 7 different looks. 6 of them were successful. He had a stretch where he got on a roll, 12 points, and we couldn't contain him, and then we changed up again. So we thought that would try to keep him off balance as much as we can. Coach Kruger's been a legendary coach. He's done a great job everywhere he's been. And so I take my hats off to him. We were excited to be a part of the Big 12 SEC Challenge. It's something that I lobbied for. Unfortunately, we had a team that the SEC office thought could participate in it this year. But overall, great team effort. Daniel Giddings helped us in stretches. AJ helped us in stretches. JP got us off to a great start. Herb was great on both ends of the floor. Braxton got hot in the second half. Collin was a stud there when we were trying to make Trae Young play some defense. So I can keep going on and on. Great effort for us. I can't say enough about our crowd today. I've been a part of some NBA finals and playoff series in a lot of different cities, but the crowd that I witnessed today, all right, this is not me blowing smoke because we won the game. I would have told you this had we lost. The crowd that we witnessed today in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, for an Alabama basketball game, it was magical. And I'm honored to be the coach, and I'm honored to be a part of it, and all of the people that we've built relationships with. We just can't say thank you enough.
Start with Cecil back left. Coach, a year ago, Herbert was playing at Moundville, playing, I guess, 2A basketball. How far has he come, and what's the ceiling for Herb defensively and offensively?
I think the ceiling is high. He has some different levels to go to, but when he gets going downhill, he's tough to cover. And when he raises up around the basket, he looks like he's 7'4", and it's just hard to, get his shot under control. And then he plays better off the ball for us now. Now we playing him on the ball more. He's getting as many point forward reps as he's gotten all year because the trust factor is higher, or if you want to say point guard reps, however you want to call it, but ball handling duties. But the main thing is Herb is a two-way player. He's not just a one-way player. He's a two-way player. He's as good defensively as, anybody we've played against this year. So he helps us out. He puts out fires at the small forward position, puts out fires at the point guard position defensively. We play him on stretch 4s. But guess what? He's got some work to do with me in practice on Monday. All right, so we're not throwing a parade. We're not giving him a cake. But he's got work to do like the rest of our guys, Cecil.
Avery, you trapped Trae at times. You denied him the ball when he didn't have the ball. You guys put him in pick and roll defensively and everything. What exactly were you looking to try to exploit with him?
Not giving away any game plans, but I would just say trying to make his catches tough. Try to put him under duress. However we can do that on both offense and defense. And we were successful. Sometimes we weren't. But the main thing was we showed a lot of maturity because we weren't acting like middle schoolers today when something went wrong. We moved on to the next play. So I'm proud of our team for doing that.
Avery, you kind of mentioned that stretch there where Trae got loose a little bit. I think he scored 12 of his points. What was said in that timeout huddle, and how did you see your guys respond after that like you just mentioned, put that behind them and keep defending?
Yeah, I just told him, look, the way you address how hot he is right now on offense, let's try to make him play some more defense. Okay, that's what we try to do. So we came out and ran a play, got him involved, and fortunately we were successful. And then we were able to get back and get our defense set. I was disappointed sometimes when we didn't get 3 guys on him. And when we didn't get 3 guys on him, he made us pay. So we tried to keep him off balance. He's a great player, but also we love our guy. Collin was terrific tonight on so many different levels. He posted up, he made plays at the basket. He got his teammates involved. So I like the balance of his game today. So I know kid gets a lot of credit, but we love our guy.
Kind of started to answer my question right there, but how do you see Collin specifically respond to this challenge of kind of, I know you tried to kind of downplay it was the team, not Collin individually, but how do you think he can respond, especially defensively, out there locking down Trae a little bit?
I just told him look at the clock every 10 minutes and see if Alabama's winning. Okay, just see if Alabama's winning. If Alabama's winning, then you're being successful. If we aren't winning, then you're not being successful. Just that simple. That took all the pressure away. Just look at the clock every 10 minutes, and then we'll see what happens at the end of the game, independent of what his stat line is. And then the game within a game was he had a job to do, whether he was on the ball or off the ball, defending Young or defending James or defending Odom, who's a terrific offensive rebounder. So whatever his job was within the game, like the rest of our players, just talk to me after every 10 minutes and see if we're winning, because today was really about the name on the front of the jersey. I told him if Young has 39 points and we win, I'm going to sleep good tonight. That's all it's about. Or if one of our guys shoot the ball 38 times and we lose, I'm not going to sleep good tonight.
Obviously, all the NBA scouts were here to watch Trae and Collin, but what do you think Herb did prove tonight, and how valuable is he to this team?
Well, Herb's not trying to prove anything to an NBA scout. Okay, I'm the NBA scout. Okay, and I'm in college. Okay, so we're not talking about Herb trying to prove anything to NBA scouts. You know what I want Herb to do? Make sure he gets to his 9 o'clock class on time on Monday at Alabama in college. Go ahead.
Avery, as you know, with your young team, there have been moments where when offense goes flat, which is inevitable every game, defense suffers. Tonight, though, or today, your defense stayed constant the entire game. Even when the offense went flat, they make a run, your defense, the intensity stayed there. Kind of allude to that.
On Thursday, we had arguably our hardest practice of the year. Okay, and I'm going to get to your question, but I just want to make 2 points. We got great carryover from that practice into the game, all right? And I think we were here 4 hours, however long, 3 hours. But unlike our game against Georgia, I backed off of them yesterday. I think we were probably on the court for every bit of 45 minutes doing live action. I backed off of them, and then we just shot. Because I didn't like against Georgia, we didn't have any energy in the tank for an afternoon game. So we practiced earlier. They were shot. I backed off of them completely yesterday, and we had great carryover into the game. So I just think preparation is critically important, especially for these 1 p.m. games. And I thought they had a higher level of sustainability on both offense and defense. And that works well in business and in basketball.
All the way back to the right, Kevin.
Avery, you made it clear it wasn't perfect. You've got work to do, but you ticked off the names of a lot of guys who contributed. Given the quality of that opponent, is this as close to the full package as we've seen from you guys, and how much higher is the ceiling?
I wouldn't say full package, but we made some progress. I didn't know you were still working in the media. Oh, 1 more week, okay. Just letting you know I'm not always just reading about sports, okay. I go to different sections of the newspaper. But, it's important for us, because Collin draws so much attention, to make sure the other guys are getting coached just as hard. They're getting just as much credit, just as much of the constructive criticism. And they responded. I even like the tone of and the temperature of our team at halftime. They were locked in. You know, Collin was riding the bike, but they were locked in, and we came out obviously and got a little bit of a lethargic start in the second half, but they bounced back. They bounced back, and they were able to figure out a way to manipulate the defense and get the ball in the right places.
You want to do a couple more questions?
Two more.
Start with Drew. Two more questions?
Yep.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Dante Hall on the defensive end of the floor tonight.
8 blocks. Incredible. And here's a guy that just had surgery 2 weeks ago or whatever. We made the decision to put him back in the lineup tonight. Daniel also responded by coming off the bench and giving us some big minutes. But Dante Hall, you know, he's a poster child for what Alabama basketball is all about. You know, just his spirit, his character. He's one of the guys on our leadership advisory board that I meet with every week. And I remember after the Georgia game, I'll tell you a quick story. He asked me not to show the film. That was the first time he asked me that since he's been here. So I respected him. We moved on to the next team. And normally we would watch film for about an hour, especially after a disaster like that, right? But he asked me not to watch the film. I was proud of him for having enough courage just to ask me not to do it. So he's growing up. And the guy from Luverne, Alabama, had 8 big blocks tonight, and we needed every one of them.
Last question, Steve.
About 7 minutes left in the game. You're up 2, and Braxton hits back-to-back threes. He had not shown that kind of confidence in taking. He backed off some open threes the last couple of games. How did you see that development in that stretch of the game?
Well, his first 2 that he missed, his balance was off. So we always talk about him getting his outside foot planted. Get your outside foot planted so that you can get vertical. Okay, and he wasn't vertical in the first half. He was leaning. So we talked about it at halftime, and I just kind of had to reprocess his brain a little bit from what we call perceived failure. And I said, if you're in that situation again, if nothing else, get vertical, and then make sure your hand gets all the way through the ball. And he did that, and fortunately, he got great spin on the ball and had great results. And I'm happy for him because, there's no coincidence. He's gotten better. We've gotten better. We need him on the floor. Manic tonight is a problem. As much as people talk about Trae Young, and he was a major problem coming into the game. And for him, 1 for 7 from 3, if he's 5 for 7 from 3 or 6 for 7 from 3, which he's capable of, then maybe we're not as happy as we are now, or jubilant, or excited. But it's only going to last for about a couple of more hours because my wife is going to tell me something about the game tonight that she didn't like. Okay? Maybe, but hopefully she liked Avery Jr.'s first layup. He made it with his left hand.